Well, everybody, are you as nauseated as I am? That says it all, my friend. That says it all. Freddie Kitchens nauseates me on so many levels. And the thing is that it's really not even his fault. He shouldn't even be a head coach. He doesn't have any of the background or the criteria to be a head coach. Yet, sure enough, there he is, as once again, Haslam intervenes and does what he has to do to lose. And folks, you start out the game passing in a pouring torrential Amazon rainforest storm, and you get nowhere. Then you have self-inflicted wounds, and then Freddie brings out the big plays, doesn't he? Plays that guys don't even, there's no way. How can a pitch out to Jarvis Landry happen when Jarvis Landry is running inside? How does that happen? And there is more. Greg, you're right. Why would you challenge that call? It was so obviously a first down because our head coach is an idiot. That's why. He's a redneck and he's an idiot. It's unbelievable. There's so much more. On 2nd and 24, why in the hell would you just run a handoff up the middle and put yourself into a 3rd and 24? Why would you do it? Why wouldn't you try to get 7, 8, or 9 yards to make it somewhat manageable? Because you're Freddie Kitchens and you don't know what in the hell you're doing. The players don't know how to run the offense, and it doesn't matter how many weeks he's the head coach. It isn't that the New England Patriots are better. I could live with that. Tom Brady hasn't done shit. For all the talk about him, I'm amazed I can understand what Jim Nantz is saying because Brady's dick is so far down his throat. That isn't it. We gave them the ball. We just gave them the ball in the shadows of our own goal line. The defense didn't have a chance to stop that. It's not the Patriots, folks. It's the Browns' inability to run the system and the Browns' coaching staff, the inability to teach it and to implement it. The defense really has done pretty well today overall. It's not their fault that the offense doesn't know how to run the offense and turns the ball over like that. And why would you run that last play? With everything bad that has happened, why would you hurry to the line with 3 seconds left in the first half to run a little dump-off pass? The man has to be terminated, and it's not Freddie Kitchens' fault. He's not head coach material, and we should have known that from the get-go. There's nothing in his resume that would suggest that he could be a head coach. And he refuses to give up the play calling, and he's clearly now not good at that because he's spread so thin with the other things that he doesn't know how to do. We've taken a perfectly good offensive coordinator and ruined him. And like all of the other Browns former head coaches, Chudzinski, just name them, Chris Palmer, name them. They don't find their way back into the league again. Freddie Kitchens is done as a head coach before his career even got off the ground. Dead meat. Totally dead meat. Oh, you're finally seeing it my way, Derek. This is what I've been saying. It's obvious that he doesn't have control of the players. The players aren't bad. So Chubb had, an unbelievably unlucky thing happened when Batonio's foot knocked the ball out of his hand. The New England defender made a really good strip from behind on a play that Chubb was fighting for every yard he could get, and I'm not angry at Nick Chubb. He's a great football player. And I mean great. He's the best running back. As far as I'm concerned, he's the best running back in the league. Nobody knows about him because of the rest of the clown show that the offense has become. Of course, they're a train wreck. Well, going into the bye, we're going to get ourselves together. And this is what it looks like after the bye, folks. That's as in, bye, Freddie. He's not going to go until the end of the year, Joe. That's the bottom line. He's not going to go until the end of the year. This shit show is going to continue on through the rest of the year. Browns won't even be a 500 football team this year because the players are demoralized. I mean, it's. Nobody knows what he's thinking because he's not thinking. He's an idiot. He's of low intelligence. He's not head coach material. Bill Belichick's strategy is to let the Browns beat themselves. He didn't have to do anything. They didn't have to work at all. And you know what's amazing about this? What's amazing about it is without a penalty here and there, and I'll tell you, I'm not blind. The play that number 13, their wide receiver, was out of bounds when he caught, he literally hit Denzel Ward in the head with his hand as a push-off. That's not illegal use of hands. But then that little love tap on the Browns to give them the automatic first down, there's no room for error here, folks. There's no room for error. But with everything involved in the field position that we lost because of flags that suddenly appeared after TV timeouts, and I don't understand that either. I thought flags were laying on the field. Unless the announcers are completely ignoring what's happening on the field, where'd the flags come from? And we're still, if we were to get the ball in the beginning of the second half, we'd be and punch the ball in, we'd be down 3 points in this football game. That's crazy. No, I'd say the flip call was crazy. Thank you. It's a boneheaded play, a high risk, low reward circumstance. Well, I mean, if you run the panic blitz, Anthony, the guy's wide open in the middle of the field. Brady knows it's coming, and that's his release. If you drop one man back, you might be able to stop that, but it was a panic blitz. It worked once, and it's not going to work twice. That's the point. It isn't that we're not competitive. It's that we're not disciplined. We're not being coached. The players are just not ready for this. They don't have anybody. It's like a rudderless ship. It's the runaway train that I talked about before. They haven't fumbled the ball, Kawaki. The bottom line is it's not the weather, it's the Browns. We find a way every week to fuck up with penalties, with turnovers, with boneheaded plays, you name it. Somebody should hit Romo and finish his back off. I don't think he's very good either. And we made a little running gamble on this. Rick's pointing out 7 for 45 yards, on pace for 14. Yeah, we guessed on the show on Friday how many penalties the Browns would have. Well, because everyone sucks his dick. He's the greatest of all time. All right? It doesn't matter how many weeks we have to prepare. The coach is not prepared because he's never done the job. To expect him to do better than this is ludicrous. Really? And the fact that he refuses to give up the play calling and then we get these play calls, I don't know how you come out in a pouring, driving rainstorm throwing the football. Patriots didn't do that. They ran Sonny Michel. That's what they did. What did we do? Yeah, when we started running Chubb, we got big plays. Unfortunately, the outcome of one of them was unfortunate. But, we proved that we can run the football. I think everybody, Jake, is disgusted with the Browns. And it's because the players are not that bad. But it's rudderless ship, you know? It's something you can't do, period, let alone in New England. You saw their record, 65-2 against AFC East teams. I mean, AFC teams on their home field. Not going to win. Not doing that, especially. They got beat early. That was the one great throw that Brady made on Greedy. But that's all they have to do, really. The Browns have to come out in the beginning of the second half and do something with the ball. But, you know, Belichick's going to make implemented changes, and Freddie won't because he doesn't know how. You know, everything they can do to help the Patriots, they will. And everything the Browns are doing is helping the Patriots as well. I don't get it either. You know, half is over. Let it go. What are you trying to prove? That, you know, we never give up. We never give up. But, you know, it's you, Freddie, who's calling these plays. What happens if that ball guy gets hit in the open field, the fumbles it, and they run it back in? Do you fire him at halftime? The same lousy leaders are making the same lousy decisions, and Haslam is a loser. Okay? That guy, the only way he could make money in the trucking business was to fucking cheat his customers. Honest to God. He's the one calling the shots. And it's never going to work. Never going to work. That coach, I mean, it's foolishness. It's just total foolishness. You know, this I'm not 100% sure of. This I'm not 100% sure of because I would like to see the guy who developed a lot of this offensive scheme call the plays. At this point, what do we have to lose? Let Monken do that. And let's see what Baker does with it. Baker wasn't a one-read quarterback last year. Why is he this year? Ask yourself these questions. It's not that he's suddenly changed. It's not that the league has suddenly become that much smarter. It was a change of offense, and nobody knows how to run the scheme. Keep telling you week after week. He's a southern redneck Ritalin child. Nah, he's not going to get calmer. They're all dumb because he's dumb. Hey, G, how you doing? You know, the team will only be good with good leadership. All right? Good coaching, good discipline, and people who at the top can get these players to toe the line. That's what it comes down to. I'm not down on this saying this is a lousy team. This has been turned into a lousy team. And it will continue to be a lousy team as long as these people are in charge. I trust Baker. It's a shit show he's playing. You know, there's no way around it. You know, you look at the quarterbacks who come back in their second year and they lose their offensive lines. They get switched to a new offense, and this all goes to shit. There was no time for him to learn this offense. Got no chance now, Jeff, really. Got no choice because, you know, in the end, you know they're not going to go scoreless in the second half. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. I'm sorry I've fallen behind on all these comments. I got to get going. I'll see you after the game. That's a promise. Be here. We'll be talking post-game show after the game. Until then, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. See you after the game.